Shalom. This week we are reading Parshat BaMidbar. We're beginning the fourth book of the 5 books of Moses. We're going to be learning all about Dor HaMidbar, that special, remarkable generation, the generation of the desert, the generation that received the Torah, and now, at least at the beginning of the book, is poised and ready to enter into the land of Israel, having received the Torah, having erected the tabernacle. Now the nation of Israel is encamped around the tabernacle, the presence of God in its midst. After we read Parshat BaMidbar this Shabbat, we're going to be celebrating the festival of Shavuot, the anniversary of the giving of the Torah. And just last week, at the conclusion of last Shabbat, we observed Jerusalem Day, a great holiday, a modern day, miraculous holiday that commemorated the 45th anniversary of the liberation and reunification of Jerusalem by the forces of the IDF exactly 45 years ago. And every year, Jerusalem Day, which falls out on the 28th day of the month of Iyar, comes exactly a week before Shavuot, the 6th day of the month of Sivan. And by some divine appointment, by some divine design, Jerusalem Day precedes Shavuot. And Parshat BaMidbar this year, we see, is the bridge that connects Jerusalem Day with Shavuot. And there is something about Jerusalem Day which is a preparation of sorts, a foreshadowing, a warm-up for Shavuot, with a common theme expressed also in the book of Numbers. And this is a very compelling idea, because the divine calendar is not happenstance. So what is the idea, the common thread, the commonality, the similarity between Jerusalem Day and Shavuot? Well, firstly, what comes to mind immediately is the idea of unity. And the concept of unity in Torah is of such paramount importance and holiness and significance. Jerusalem is such a beautiful conveyance of the concept of unity. The very concept of Jerusalem, the eternal, undivided capital of the people of Israel, is such a unifying factor in our ranks. The Torah itself singles out Jerusalem as being the very heart of Israel. And as the Torah itself testifies, such as the verse in Psalms, it tells us that Jerusalem is like a city that is compact together, and our sages' interpretation of these words, it's a city that binds all of Israel together as one man. So Jerusalem, for all of us who pray for the peace of Jerusalem, conveys an idea of absolute unity. And so too, unity is one of the major themes of Shavuot. Torah testifies that the nation of Israel encamped at Mount Sinai like one man, and when it came to the time of receiving the Torah, the nation of Israel responded together in one voice, "We will do and we will obey." This in itself, deepest of secrets, that the people of Israel were able to cull from the deepest place, the root of their soul, this intuitive response that means that we accept upon ourselves the responsibility of the Torah, the responsibility of the mitzvot, whose very purpose is to sanctify Hashem in this world and change the world. And not only those mitzvot that we understand or that we can appreciate, but even those mitzvot, those commandments that we don't necessarily understand, we're willing to do them if this is what Hashem wants. And afterwards, we'll try our best to understand, but we accept everything. And then there's another idea also that's similar between Jerusalem Day and Shavuot and Parshat BaMidbar. And that's the concept of flags. Whoever participated in the Jerusalem Day celebrations was overwhelmed by the beautiful pageantry, the beautiful march of tens of thousands of Jewish people throughout the streets of Jerusalem, especially the young, with the flags of Israel. And this beautiful march, this dance, this parade of Jewish presence in the city of Jerusalem, Jewish sovereignty, a celebration of the holy city with its children just beaming and resonating this almost heavenly delight and joy of being part of the city of Jerusalem, marching under these billowing, unfurling flags. It's almost reminiscent of the Midrashic account of the giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai, because the sages tell us that when Israel received the Torah at Mount Sinai, untold, uncountable myriads of heavenly hosts of angels descended upon Mount Sinai, and each group of angels was distinguished by its own flag. And that the angels, the groups of angels, had flags that distinguished their particular hosts. And the Midrash goes on and explains that from the time Israel saw this incredible sight of the angelic beings, the Chayot and Srafim and Ofanim and all of the ministering angels that stand in the presence of the Almighty, represented by their various flags, the Midrash tells us that the people of Israel wanted very much to emulate these heavenly hosts, and they wanted it so much that God acquiesced to their request and instructed Moshe to instruct the children of Israel to encamp in the desert around the tabernacle, each tribe according to its flag. And so we find in our parsha, in the portion of BaMidbar, the description of the encampment of the children of Israel. Hashem spoke to Moshe and Aaron, saying, "The children of Israel shall encamp, each man by his banner, according to the insignias of their father's household." And we read here about the four formations, how Judah's encampment is to the east, Reuven to the south, Ephraim to the west, and Dan to the north. And this awesome imagery, this iconography of the children of Israel encamped around the tabernacle, this pulsating single body of total fixation on the divine presence and divine purpose of life, but with each tribe of Israel distinguished by its particular banner. And there's also such an interesting and compelling dichotomy in this teaching, because on the one hand, Israel sought to emulate the angels, whatever that means, and were so motivated to imitate this heavenly manifestation that God acquiesced to their request, and indeed, this is the source, as it were, the history for the flags of Israel. But on the other hand, and this is the dichotomy, on the other hand, we're also told that the children of Israel somehow employed a secret known only to the ministering angels. Because when God heard the children of Israel respond at Mount Sinai, Naaseh v'nishma, we will do and we will obey, He declared, "Who revealed this secret to my children? This secret that is only used by the ministering angels." Meaning this formula of we will do and we will obey, which again conveys the idea of our total acceptance of God's will upon us, despite our particular any particular issue that we might have with this or that commandment. Our collective, national, as well as individual, intuitive, immediate response was, yes, we will do all of the commandments, whether or not we understand. It bespeaks a very deep level of connection and faith. Apparently, something only known to the highest beings. God said, "Who told you this secret?" Now, Israel is composed of 12 tribes, and Yaakov Avinu, the patriarch Jacob, already blessed his children, each according to his tribe, with a very specific blessing, because he saw that Israel is a nation of individuals. Israel is a nation of different streams of consciousness, each tribe according to its own particular strength and weakness and ability to accomplish and achieve a lasting rectification that no one else can do. Every individual has a special role to fulfill at the splitting of the sea. Are we not taught that the children of Israel marched through the sea of reeds in 12 individual columns? The 12 tribes of Israel walked through the sea separately but equally. The sea split into 12 lanes, and each tribe walked through at his own pace, in his own lane, but yet the Midrash tells us that the walls of the sea formed windows, so that each tribe was able to have eye contact and to see the other as they were walking together towards that goal, that destiny of crossing to the other side, but each according to its own particular spiritual roots. Now the angels, they are each created for a specific purpose, and this is part of the Torah's deepest teachings about the nature of angels, that their names change according to their mission. And this is why when Yaakov Avinu was struggling with the angel, and Jacob asked the angel, "What is your name?" The angel said, "Why do you ask me my name? My name changes according to my mission." And so too, Israel as a whole seeks purpose and individual identity within the whole. And like the angels, represented by their flags, Israel seeks the specific and particular identity that each one of us can achieve according to our insignia, according to our rank, according to our spiritual roots. And together, as we encamp around the tabernacle, bringing the message of the presence of God into the world, shining forth that light, and totally focused on the purpose of the tabernacle, which is to elevate the world into a home for God's presence. As we march towards this destiny, as we march towards the land of Israel, to rectify the generation of the desert, each of us, according to our flags, in the spirit of the unity of the flags of Jerusalem Day, and in the spirit of the unity of receiving the Torah like one man with one heart at Mount Sinai, we can truly enter into the land of Israel and erect the Holy Temple and bring the light of the presence of God into the world.